Good afternoon, Flosstube. This is my show, Stitching with Sandy. Hello, I'm Sandy. This channel is about cross stitch and my love for cross stitch. Today is Monday, January 17th, 2022. Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day. I am excited to be back. I want to say thank you to all those wonderful people out there that have been leaving me messages, and I've tried to get back to every single message that was left. Welcome. If you're here for the first time, welcome. If you're returning, thank you for returning. That makes me feel special. Life updates. Okay, so since my last Flosstube video, COVID has invaded my life. I went back to work last week, and my children on Wednesday morning, they weren't feeling that great, so we all went and got tested, and they all tested positive and I tested negative. So every day that week I tested, still tested negative. So since I'm vaccinated and I was testing negative, I could continue to work. So each day our school, just our school site alone, kept dropping employees and students from I think it's the Omicron strain of COVID. Well, anyways, so everybody kept dropping. And it wasn't until Saturday, mid-Saturday, that I started having a little bit of cough. However, I've had a cough for like 3 months. Nowadays, whenever I get a cold, it lasts a long time. So I didn't think anything of it. I was still testing negative, so no problem. But my children needed to be retested today to see if they could return to school, and the COVID hotline said that I needed to retest today too to make sure that I still am negative. And of course I tested everybody and they're still positive, and now I am positive too. So I would have got my video up sooner, but I had to go to the classroom where nobody's at and work on lesson plans and pulling together everything for this week. And then I guess I get to test again by Friday and see if I'm still positive or not, and then do it again for next week if that's the case. So this really messed up our day-to-day. It makes me miss my students even longer. So we're home. We're all feeling well. If you're wondering about the symptoms, we've had really mild symptoms. My kids had stuffy nose and a cough. One of them did sleep a lot. Me, I feel great. As you can see, I don't feel sick at all. I have a cough every now and then, but it's nothing drastic, more like the cold, residual cold cough that I had prior. So that's all I've had so far. So if I could knock on wood, I'm feeling great. Hope it continues. I did get FFOs done. If you're new to my show, you might not know what my goals are, but in my book of days, I started each month. I have 4 spoken for projects that I have to complete. 2 of them are from WIPGO, and here's my WIPGO board, and I did complete both, so that's why they're green. They're called each month on, I believe, the 27th for the next month, and I already got my 2 completed. So they're not finished projects, but the goal for them is finished. So I finished those. I also belong to a Just Cross Stitch magazine Christmas ornament sale, and the January ornament is called, The Robin's Gift by the Little Stitcher. And so I finished it yesterday, and I fully finished her. So here it is. I think she's so pretty. So I finished her as a little pillow ornament, and I think she turned out great. I love these colors. So my first ornament for 2022 is finished. And look how early it is. And then I have my bucket list. Now, if you're new to my channel, you didn't hear that I made a bucket list of all the different types of projects that I wanted to complete in 2022. But these are special projects. These are projects that women have done years and years, and I've never even attempted one. I just look at something that's pretty or cute, stitch it up, and hang it. But there are projects that people make, and so this year I decided I've been stitching for 30 years now, I should probably have done at least one of these items. So the first one that came up for January was a needle notebook, and I chose to do the Raven Needlebook by Lindy Stitches, and I fully finished it, and here it is. So here's the front. I'm super excited about this. And here's the back. And then I learned how to use one of my specialty stitches for the spine. I love it so much. I'm so excited. And then I'm an extremely visual learner. So Stephanie from Lindy Stitches gives you all the step-by-step directions, a couple of pictures, but mostly written words. So I took about 2 hours and completely focused as hard as I could to do the written steps. And I followed it, and I did a really good job, because here is the inside. When you open it up, there's a pocket for your little scissors. I have a little pair of scissors that I bought from her as well. And then my needles. And she gives you, in the kit, she gives you these little pins. They're cute. And then there's the other pocket. And the pocket, I can actually put my hand in it. How do I know? Because once in a while, I forget and I sew up things when I'm not supposed to. So I'm super excited about this, super grateful for her directions, and so happy that I could follow them. I was a little worried. And then, so those are my must-dos, and so those are my 2 fully finishes from the must-dos. And then the rest of the month, I spin a wheel, and on Monday through Friday, I spin the wheel. It chooses for me different projects that I'm currently working on, and then on the weekends, I stitch whatever I want. And in the wheel, I do throw in a few new starts in there too, just to keep it fresh. So my other fully finished projects that I have are, this one is called Love You More. It's by Hands-On Design, and I just did a little pillow finish. I'm trying to do all of her anniversary pieces for Valentine's, so I can fill my January tree with different Valentine's ornaments and mini pillows. So there's this one, and this happens to be one of the phrases that I say to my husband all the time, and he always says, I don't know, I think I love you more. So it makes me happy whenever I see it. I pulled a piece from my box from years ago, and it's the Cherished Teddy of the Month, February, and I fully finished her into a Valentine's ornament. She's so cute. And then I saw a Homespun Elegance on one of my Facebook groups popped up. It might be the group from Homespun Elegance. Popped up an design and said, oh, I'm a little bit late, but better late than never. And I thought it was so cute, so I stitched it that night. And it says, peace and cheer in the new year. And I thought, this way I have a New Year's project. And you get the pattern, but there's no pre-planned floss colors. That's choose your own. So I finished into a pillow, added a couple of buttons. Love how it turned out. And then I also pulled out of my bucket of projects from the past. Excuse me. Sorry. First I say I'm not going to have a coughing attack, and then I do. All right. So this was Leslie Tears Owl of the Month sale that I was in a few years back. This is February, and I finished with these really cute little pom-poms, and there's my back. And this is February, Leslie Tears Owl of the Month, February. And then I finished, I'm not sure how they pronounce it. I know it's in Italian, and I'm gonna botch it, but I think it's like Rosea Go-Go, but I'm sure I said that designer's name wrong, and I'm so sorry. I wish I knew how to pronounce it. This is her winter freebie, and I fully finished it in this little house, and I used this little ornament that I had picked up at Hobby Lobby. And this piece is at Target for $3. So if you don't have one and want one, that's how cheap they are. And so I decided I just popped it in here. I didn't put a magnet or hot glue or anything. And then that way I can change it out. And then the ornament I just hung over. And that way I can change the top piece too. But I love how this one turned out. I love the colors. And then one that I've been working on for a while now is my Winter ABCs by Little House Needleworks. And this is a big finish. This one, I'm going to try to lean back and show you the entire piece, and then I'll bring it close so you can see it. So I went to this antique shop not far from where I live, and she had this old shutter, which is perfect. So here's, whoops, my piece. And it's the Winter ABCs, so I'm going to have to start the spring ABCs. And I put these on, I put this piece on with a magnet and a washer. Thank you, Priscilla, for showing us how to do it that way. And then here's my piece. I'll go kind of slow so you can see all of it. I love, love, love how it turned out. The colors are so pretty. And I also magnetized the entire piece to this too. And then I put a little wreath at the bottom. And so my goal is that I will do all 4 seasons, and that way I can change it out, and I can change out the added pieces too, and that way this piece can stay on my house wall all year long. So I'm very excited about this one. Let me just set it carefully so it doesn't fall over. And then I'm super excited. So I followed a Flosstube tutorial, or not a floss, maybe she was a Flosstube or not. It was a video tutorial I found on YouTube by Jen Crafts for doing project bags. Now, if you've been watching me all the way through, you know that in the beginning I was working on a piece that I want to turn into a project bag, but I have no clue how to do it. So I've been watching different videos, and as I watch them, I look to see how hard or how difficult they are. And this one did not seem hard, and when I followed all of her steps, I paused the video every step of the way and then copy what she does, and I was able to do it. I'm so excited. So here's my very first project bag, and now I'm addicted. I want to get all the fabric that I have stored in my garage, because I am addicted to collecting fabric as much as I am to cross-stitch patterns, and so I'm going to pull them all out and make a ton of bags. So here's my very first project bag. I'm so excited. I had some trims that were donated to me by my husband's cousin. Her mom used to do a bunch of crafts, and so for years and years she would have it in her garage and always tell me that they could come to me because she knows I would do something with them. And so I'm going to start using all the trims too. And then the inside, I decided you could do the inside any inside fabric you wanted, but I like this pattern so much that I went ahead and made the inside the same. So, and you can see I have spring already tucked in there because I'm going to need to do spring ABCs next, because before you know it, it'll be spring. I hope not too quickly. I know a lot of people on the East Coast are already wishing for spring. Those of you who like gardening probably wishing for spring, but here in California it doesn't get very cold. In fact, I'm doing a temperature tree, and I probably will never get the coldest colors like purples because it's always warm. It's been in the 70s this whole last week, so winter for us doesn't really feel like a winter. So those are my fully finished objects. Moving on to whips. So whips. So I'm going to start with my whip go because these are not completed yet, but the goal for them are they will pop up on my whip go board in other places too until the entire piece is finished, and then I'll fully finish it and show you. But this one is Adventured Weights, and my goal on it was to get Antarctica stitched and to finish the border and add the fish. So here's my piece. I finished this border. I stitched Antarctica right here and the little fishies that are over here. So as you can see, I still have the West Coast to do. Being from the West Coast, I thought it was more fun to do the eastern side first and come back to what I know later, and that is by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. Let's see if I have a picture I can share with you. I don't have the actual kit because it was a sale, so I only got one piece sent to me each time it was released. It was a mystery sale, but here's what the entire pattern should look like. And again, that's Adventure Weights by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. So I met that goal. Then my next one was number 19, which was Lizzie Kate's Halloween Rules. Here's the full pattern. I know it's really tiny, but my goal was to get Carve a Pumpkin done. So here's my piece. And you can see that I finished Carve a Pumpkin. Here's the ones I've done before. So I don't have that much farther to go. I think I have 3 more plus the topper. So those are also in my whip go. My next whip is Prairie Schooler, February. And on this one, I just started it this week. I'm stitching this piece, but instead of the little groundhog up here, I'm going to put the love because the little groundhog's down here waving a flag. And I want the Valentines to be represented too in the picture. So here's my progress. You can see that I'm at the little groundhog. I've done the border. I love Prairie Schooler months. And then my next whip, I had on my spinner the Love Notes by Brenda Duray. That's this one. And I'm going to work on all the pillows. So what I've gotten done so far is I finished the Lovebirds. And I finished Hugs and Kisses. And I forget the name of this one. It's called, let me look in my book of days. I forget what it's called. It's called Key to My Heart. And I did buy some keys to attach to them. So this is Key to My Heart. And so I've gotten 3 of the 5 designs finished. I'll have the other 2 finished and all of them fully finished by our next video, fingers crossed. And then I got behind on my calendar crates. I'm in the calendar crates club for the Stitching with the Housewives, and I didn't start January, so I just started it. And last night, I want to say maybe 2 hours. It was very short. I was able to get the small finished. So here's the small. It's called Sweater Weather. He's so cute. So this week I plan on working on the large piece so I can get it fully finished before my next video as well. And then the other thing is last time I did a video, I showed you a temperature tree pattern that I was going to do. And it looks like this. It's by Stitch Mommy. Some people may have done this one last year, but I barely found her this year, so I'm doing her this year. This is the pattern. And I've been doing it every night. It's kind of like a diary. It's kind of cool. Every night I stitch my current leaf. And here's my progress so far. And as you can see, we're mostly greens. The blues were like 59 degrees, I think. And then the greens are all above 65, I believe. So, I know it's not going to get any colder. Even today, it's a little misty outside, and I think the weather's 61. So that's our winter here in California. We're so lucky. I know some of you probably think that is, but when you're here all the time and you never see real winter and you see everyone else's beautiful snowy pictures, you wish you were there. We always want what we can't. We always want what someone else has, I think. All right, so haul is exciting. So at Christmas time, one of my students, her mom is my room mom, and she has been my room mom. This is her 4th time. She has 6 children, and out of her 6 children, I've gotten to teach 4 of them, so I'm super excited. and she's always volunteered to be my room mom, and she's the sweetest person. Her family's amazing. Her children are brilliant. I'm just so blessed to have her in my class, and her youngest in my class this year. Sadly, this is her last one, so I won't get to have any more of her children unless I teach a while longer and one of the older ones end up having kids and I can teach her grandchildren. Who knows? She gave me a gift certificate. She asked me, we have to fill out this little flyer every year about like our favorite stores, our favorite snacks, our favorite things to do in our free time, our hobbies. And when she came, she said, I know what stores you like. I still remember. And I said, well, you know what? I have a few more places that I like to shop. Can I add those to the list? She goes, of course, whatever you want. And so I told her 1, 2, 3 Stitch, and she got me a huge gift certificate there. So this haul is all because of Anna, and I'm so grateful to her. So Anna, by any chance, if you're out there watching, I love you and thank you so much. It's been a pleasure teaching your kids each year, and this is such a lovely gift, and I'm so grateful. So, without further ado, the first thing that I chose was Hands-On Designs project bag. This one's called Love My Stitching, and I chose this one because before I watched that project bag video, I was watching one of Kathy Haberman's videos, and she said the instructions on how to make a project bag was in here. So that sold me, so I'm going to try that. And then while I was there, I couldn't just order one, so I ordered Hands-On Designs Life Needs More Chocolate Bunnies. I think it's called Chocolate Bunnies. I want to get started for Easter. I also bought Hands-On Design Hop On In. I thought that was cute for Easter. And then I got Heart and Hand St. Patrick Bird, because St. Patrick's Day will be coming too. And then this Lizzie Kate. So in your 1, 2, 3 Stitch wish list, I had never noticed that all of a sudden it would pop up clearance. So then I got all panicky and thought I better order everything that's on the clearance list in my wish list. And so one of the things I had stuck in there is years ago, the designer for Lizzie Kate was asking of words, everyday words that are mottos that people live by. And one of our teacher friends that I worked with, her and I started teaching together. She got cancer, and adrenal cancer, and we watched her go from diagnosis to different treatments to surgeries to chemo to all different kinds of events to raise money, raise awareness. And through it all, her favorite thing to quote was to choose joy. So all of us teachers backed her up with that motto. We made t-shirts in her favorite color. We did events to choose joy, and now at the school that I work in, it's still our school's theme is to choose joy. So that was one of the sayings that I suggested, and it was today I choose joy. Well, it got chosen, and I never did get the pattern. My teacher friend Emily did pass away. She didn't beat cancer, unfortunately, but our motto is still to choose joy every single day. And I figured, you know what? It's time to buy the pattern, and it's time to stitch it up and have one on my desk, and maybe have some for my team members. So here it is. Today I choose joy, and the other one underneath it says, keep it simple, but I'll just stitch the top piece into one. I'll probably put it like in a little mini pillow. Then I bought Prairie Schooler January. I'm working on February, but I didn't have January. So I went ahead and chose January. And then, do you ever feel like you're the last one to the party? Or the last one to jump on the bandwagon? I don't know. I am. My whole life, I've always chosen things way later. I think it's the feeling of I don't want to do what everyone else is doing, because I want to do my own thing. And then what happens is, whether it's a TV show, a hobby, an artist, whatever the case may be, even clothing, I'll end up choosing to try it, and then I end up liking it, and then I'm like, why did I wait so long? Anyhow, so the next ones are all Blackbird Designs, because as I was looking through the ones that I have, I started thinking of how many projects I liked. So then I looked up Blackbird Designs on 123 Stitch, and a bunch of them went in my wish list, and now I've purchased them. So this one is called Halloween Eve. I think Jen Lee was doing this one when I was following her videos, and I just think it's so beautiful, and I can't wait to stitch it for Halloween. And then Midnight Watch. This one during Halloween this year, I put it in my wish list. I just never ended up purchasing it. I think I kind of like when you eat. You think you can eat more. When you look at the food, you think you can eat more than you really can, and then you get your plate and then you're full too soon. I think I do that with purchases on cross stitch patterns. I can't help myself. That's the best part about 123 Stitch, is that long wish list that you can keep adding to it. So this one's called The Fruitful Vine. We live very close to a bunch of wineries here in Southern California, and so I thought that would be fun to stitch and put by my wine closet. Then I have a Casting a Spell. This one, I think I was watching, I think Stephanie from Lindy Stitches was completing it for a friend. I don't think I'm going to complete it in the little box, but I could make it for my tree and hang them as ornaments. So I do like that one. Then Home for the Holidays. Now this one is really late to the stitch. And I know everybody stitched it, but this is Home for the Holidays. And of course the one that I want to stitch, like everybody else, is, you're probably already screaming it to the video, but 'Tis the Season. Let's see. This one. But I am not going to change it to English. I'm going to leave it in French because that will be homage to my grandmother. She's from France. And that way I can put her picture with it. So late to the party, but it's going to get stitched. Then I got Raven Bewitched, because as you know, I love ravens and crows. And then Sisters, because I love this particular pattern down here. So I picked that one up. And then the last one that I got was Sweet Land of Liberty. Again, late to the party. I know everybody else has already stitched these last year. During July, I could see everyone's finishes. So now I'm going to have to do them. So I hope that you'll still come back, even though I'm doing a lot of the same things other people do. And so that's my haul, and thank you again, Anna. All right, so my plans are, I want to finish the love notes. I want to finish January calendar crates, and then hopefully finish February Prairie Schooler. And then if I do all that, I'm going to continue to work on the hands-on design anniversary stitches. And since next month's February, I would like to get them done before then so that I can get her new one done. So that brings me to some questions, and I have gotten so many subscribers recently that I decided it's time to start doing giveaways. So I plan on doing that. So the first thing I wanted to ask, and this is not for the giveaway, this is just something I'm wondering. If you do Book of Days, okay, so here's my January spread. And I'm enjoying doing it so very much. I've never done one before. It's my first year. I love, 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 love it. But over here on the side is where I listed my 4 must-dos each month. So every month I went through and I wrote them. Okay, so that each month it takes me down to about here. So here is where I want to completely write my finishes. However, as you can see, I'm already down to the bottom. So my question is, do you have a certain way that you mark yours in your book so that at the end of the year, if you were to look back on it, you could quickly sum up how many you did finish? I'm not quite sure how to do it because obviously the smalls, by doing the smalls, they take up a lot of space and it runs out all the room for any more finishes, and I still have 15 days to work. So I know I'm going to have some more finishes. So I thought of taking a special highlighter and highlighting on the pages when I do. The reason why I wanted to do it here is because you can see I've numbered them, and I figured I would just continuously add the numbers each month. So if I finish, say, 23 on this page, then my first finish on this page would be 24. And that way at the end of the year, the counting is already done for me. But now I don't know that that's going to work out. So I'm just wondering, do you have a special way of listing your finishes? I looked in the book to the back, and there's like contacts and addresses, and then there's a little chart paper if you want to chart your own design, and then advanced planning. But there isn't like a page for finishes. And my friends, I'm sorry, we're all of a sudden getting a really bright light. I'm glowing. Just kidding. A friend of mine is using a different kind of journal, and she has lots of places to write her finishes. But I'm just wondering, for those of you who've used this particular journal, how are you doing it? If you could just let me know in the comments below. All right. Sorry. For some reason, the sun decided to come right over the fence and attack my eyes. So please answer that question down below. So we're on to giveaways. All right, so my giveaways. The first one, let's see, what did I put for a question for you guys to answer? In order to win the giveaway, please make sure that you answer, what is your favorite spring pattern? And the designer's name too, please. So that way I can get ideas to look up for new projects for spring. Make sure that you're 18, because if you're a winner, I will need to ask for your address. Please do not say free or giveaway in the comments. I'll tell you the name of, I'll tell you what to say, so that I know which pattern you're interested in. You may try for all three, that's fine, but you'll only win one. And then I'll email you out once, or message you in the bottom once I do it. I'm probably not going to do the drawing until the day of my next Flosstube, which will probably be in about 2 weeks. So my first one I have to give away. I bought two. I seem to do that quite often. This one's by Hands On Design, Harvest Chockfull. When we get to summertime, I'll show you my previous finish on it, because I did fully finish it already. I did this one and the little one. I've done them both. So I have those. But so this one's free. Please say sunflowers. These are my favorite, sunflowers, and answer the question. And then the next one, this one is the Raven's Needlebook by Lindy Stitches. I just finished it, so all the finishing pieces are not in there, but her amazing directions on how to finish it and the pattern is in there. Any patterns that I ever use, I always make a working copy, because I'm extremely clumsy. In fact, I spilled Pozole all over one of them yesterday, so it's a good thing I make working copies, because that's not good. So the pattern's in pristine order, because I do not use my original. So this is for Raven's Needlebook, so if you're interested in, say Raven. And the last one is my Little House Needleworks Winter ABCs. This one. And again, it's in perfect condition. This one, please say winter. So if I did this correctly, you'll be saying sunflowers, Raven, winter. And answer the question, what is your favorite spring pattern? And list the designer too, so that I can look them up and find some new projects to work on. And with that, I would like to remind you to be confident, be courageous, be creative, and be kind. And remember, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, we want to love everyone for who they are and not for what they look like, what they believe, or any of those such things. It's been great. I can't wait to see you guys next time. Feel free to comment at any time. I try to get back to everyone who comments, and I hope you have a wonderful time stitching. Bye.